Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another live. I'm just gonna be waiting for people to come on and we can go ahead and get started. And if you're in, you can just go ahead and just type something in the chat so I can know that you are there and that you are watching. And I also like to acknowledge people as they come on. Well, today is Labor Day. If you're in the United States, because I know that people watch from different areas. So if you are in the United States, then happy Labor Day. I hope it was good for you. And I hope that it was a wonderful day that you got to spend some time with your family, do some things for fun. I know some people actually have to work on Labor Day. There was a time when I actually had to do that as well. So I fully understand. You just got to do what you got to do. So again, welcome, welcome. This one is actually the last live video for my summer series because as you know, if you are in any kind of temperate zone, then you know that the fall season is about to begin and we are basically shifting gears. I did two recent videos, basically, trying to transition from that point when we were actually in the summer, going over into fall. It's kind of like a period where you're kind of like, so what do we do? Because it's not, it's summer is ending, but then the fall is about to begin. So I did two of those. You can check them out whenever you have a chance. One is my tomato harvest with some tips on there. And the other one was, like how to arrange your harvest, like a harvest basket, whether for church or any function that you might have or anything like that. So I do see some people in here and I like to acknowledge you guys. So first I see Bruce Lee says, Happy Labor Day. I guess you're in the US, so happy Labor Day to you too. And I also see a guy with the anime profile pic and he says, hello, I can't wait to see the Gizada. Yeah, I did mention that. I got a story for you right there on that one. So anyway, I just wanted to take a moment to say that my prayers are with the people who are actually in those areas that are experiencing, just environmental issues this week. There are a couple of them. There was some areas in the southern United States, which I am in the southern United States, but there's been a lot of rain in this area. So there was some flooding, lots of damage at everything. So, my family and my prayers are with you that everything will, work out really well for you because those are difficult times. And of course, we have to stand together because we never know when, it might be us that's in need of help. And of course, on the West Coast, there are some fires over that side as well. So there's a lot going on, in these days, but we just take it one day at a time, ask God for grace and mercy, and just get through from day to day. So anyways, today, guys, I'm going to be taking a look at island food. We're going to be looking at snacks. We're going to be looking at some of the meals that we normally have, as well as, let's see, what was the other one? And the fruits, of course. And I also did a recent video on the fruits as well, where I talked about different things that I got at, this was actually a Korean store. A lot of the writing, though, is because I guess of the area where the people were living there, some of it was in Spanish. So, and the market that they're catering to as well. But there's a lot of things there. If you're not familiar with some of the fruits and so on, you can definitely take a look at that video. You could just go to my channel and go to videos and you'll see it on there. And of course, this live here will always be available too once this is over. And again, be sure to just leave me your comment, just to say hello so I know that you're there and I can acknowledge you. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the snacks. And the first one is actually, we actually call it asham in Jamaica. And it's actually made from, parched corn, where they basically roast the corn and they pound it out with something like a mortar or something like that. And I guess maybe they'll use like a food processor in these times, be more modern and so on. But they would pound it out and then they would go ahead and they would add like some sugar to it and a couple of spices. And it's kind of like pixie sticks over here that the kids would have because it's, powdery. They wrap it in like a little, a narrow brown paper packet and then you just eat it. But one thing we always say, just try not to, to choke on it because it's a lot of, it's powdery. So you really had to be careful with that one when we were going to school. The next one now is Gizada, and that is one of my favorite things that I like to have, the Gizada, because it's made of coconut, and you can see the coconut trees behind me right there. Coconut is one of my favorite things, and so they would basically make a nice pastry shell, and then the coconut would have sugar. They'd boil it down after it was grated, and then they put it in there, and then they bake it, and it's like a little tart. So it was always so good. Let me see. A guy with an anime profile says, how do you spell that? Asham. I think you got it right, but it's together. It's Asham. So that's how we would spell it. So that's pretty much how that would go for that. And speaking of coconut, we also had what we call grater cakes, where we basically it's just basically sugar and coconut, and they'd boil it, shape it out. Some part of it would be pink, some parts would be white, depending on the food coloring that they use. And this is something that we would absolutely love as kids growing up. And then I brought something to show you here. I wanted to get you a Gizada, but I wasn't able to do it. So I'm going to show you this one here. This is actually what we call, let me see if you can see. We call this Bulla, B-U-L-L-A, and you can hear my accent coming out. And what it is actually, it's just like it's almost like a shortbread kind of, sort of. If you can look, you can see what it looks like right there. Wanted to show it to you guys. And it's basically made of flour, sugar, baking powder. It has like spices in there, like nutmeg and cinnamon and so on. And some people put a little bit of coconut inside there too. So it wasn't something that you'd use, like say you have to put a lot of money into it. It was pretty easy to make, and basically say it would stop a gap, like you're hungry sometimes. We'd have it, and some people would have it with pear as well too. Oh, hi, we have Johnson Home Decor here. She said, hi, Miss Marlene, how are you doing, my dear? Happy Labor Day to you. So I don't know if you guys had this. I know you're from Guyana because we're mutual subscribers. We call it Bulla Cake back in Jamaica. It's like a shortbread. And so it's basically made with flour, sugar, a little ginger, little cinnamon, some nutmeg, and we would just, I'm not even sure if they put milk in it. It may have just been water. I don't know. But it's called like to stop a gap. And we would have that, we would have that like as a little snack. And people used to love to have it with avocados. We call it pear back home. Over here, they say avocado. It's shaped like a pear, but we call it avocado. And so, a lot of people would have that with this. And that was like a little summertime treat. You visit your grandparents in the country areas and so on. And they have a lot of avocado trees there. You would just sit and eat. And it was so much fun. So this right here, guys, that's the bowl. I didn't have the gizadas. Sorry about that. My husband wanted to get some, but we had a lot of rain today. So he just couldn't go out and get it. And that is something you want to have fresh because it has that pastry shell. And, you want your pastry to be fresh. So if it's not going to be fresh, I'm not going to have it. I made this when I was in high school many, many years ago back in Jamaica. So I'm going to try to see if I can maybe make Gizada. I'm not a cooking channel, but maybe if I, figure out how I did it all those years ago, I'll probably do it again. And I might just show you how I did it, even though, like I said, my channel isn't a cooking channel. But hey, I love to cook. Less I have to do over the stove is fine. I like to bake more and to do like fruit-based snacks, which I do put those in sometimes. But we'll see how it goes. I'll just take it step by step. So that's as far as the Bulla Cake goes and the Gizada and all the other ones that I mentioned before. So I wanted to show you some other snacks that I have here. Like this right here. If my husband is in the doghouse, he can get some of this and some Gizadas and he's going to be out of the doghouse. When I tell you I love these, oh my gosh. This is it right here. Because back home we would have like what we call banana chips, where they use the green bananas and they make chips with them. But over here in America, and this is not, I don't think this is like a Jamaica brand that doesn't recognize it. But this is what it looks like. And they have the one that is right that they use. Oh, I see. Pastor Juanita. Hello. How are you doing? Hello, how are you doing? Happy Labor Day to you. We're just talking about Bulla Cakes. I don't know if you have that from your country. Last time you're on the chat, you said you guys, you had some things down there. You're from Barbados, I know. So this is our Bulla Cake right here, like a little snack. You have it with avocado. You go to visit your grandparents in the country sometimes in the summertime. We would have a lot of that and really enjoy it. But this right here is a plantain chips. I was saying, like, if my husband is in the doghouse, he knows how to get out. Gizadas and this, and he is good to go. And there is something else, so I'll put it at the end. But let me just show you what it looks like here. This is what the chips look like, and if you can see it really good, they're so nice and crunchy. And I like the green ones because they have some of them that they have them ripe. I don't like them like that because if something is on salt for me, it needs to be green, not the sweet kind, if it's kind of salted. So that's as far as the chips go. And we talked about Let's see now. So let's take a look also at sweet potato pudding. That's something that we absolutely love. Sometimes use like the cornmeal one. They call it cornmeal pone. Oh, she says, Apostle loves plantain chips. Yes, yes, yes. And I see where Bruce Lee said that peanut or cocoa. Yes, peanut drops. Just like when they would make the drops, they kind of like, it's kind of like, they do it over here too, like at Harvest and they make the little drops and they have like peanuts in them. I forget what they call it. Anybody remembers what they call it over here? You have the peanuts and it's kind of like, it's in a caramel sauce and then they just drop it and when it dries you have it, but that's usually like in the fall season you see it a lot. I can't remember what you call it right now, but we do that for coconut drops. We cut the coconuts in little small cubes and drop them like that, or I might use the peanuts like he said. So yeah, so that's basically that part here. And then so the sweet potato pudding, that is oh my gosh, I still need to get a really good recipe. Because some people they really know how to do that one. I'm kind of like borderline with it, but you have to get the right sweet potatoes too. It's not the ones that have the more orangey color that we're used to at Thanksgiving over here. It's the one that has the white flesh inside. So that's the one that tends to work more for us down there. And then of course, there is something that they call it blue draws. They also call it Dukanu. And what it is actually they use cornmeal and sugar and some other things that they make and they wrap it in like the banana leaf. I know that some of the Spanish folks do that as well too. They wrap it in and then they drop it in the boiling water and then it cooks over. And then when they cook it over, then you just eat it and it is so, so good. But you have to put the right spices in there so it comes out right. So Cheers Matt says, hey Marlene, so hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Happy Labor Day. I know you're in the United States. I just wanted to say happy Labor Day to you. Please excuse me, guys. I was coming over a little bit of a cold, so you may hear me coughing or something. I apologize. So yeah, so it's come now that it's actually peanut brittle. I see it now. That is what it's called over here, peanut brittle, but we call it peanut drops because you basically drop it and then you make it. And we also have the coconut drops, so they cube it and then you have it that way too. So yes, yes. And again, guys, you're coming in, will come in and come off. I fully understand that whatever time you have to spend with me, I appreciate it so much. But I just want to pause. I said it at the start of the at the live video that there are some people who got a lot of flooding today in the southern United States. So please keep them in your prayers, as they go through this difficult time, because it's not easy when your home is flooded, your area, you don't have any streets to drive on or anything. So a lot of weather stuff going on. There are fires out on the West Coast too. So just keep those people in your prayers that they'll be able to adjust. We just pray for grace and mercy. And then the next thing again, now that we get asked a lot about, people call it the black cake in America. We call it the fruit cake in Jamaica. We are Christmas cake. And in America, fruit cake gets a bad rap. Most people don't like fruit cake because it's prepared differently. It does have all of the fruits that we use, like the candied fruits and so on. A lot of people, they don't like it. They said it's the most regifted item. People get it and they give it to somebody else. I'm not sure why. I've seen some strange things that they do with the fruitcake. They have competition, see how far they can toss it, and all kinds of stuff they do. But the Jamaican fruitcake is made with the similar candied fruits, but we actually we put a lot of other stuff in there, like it looks brown in color because you put a browning in there to get it brown. And we put a splash of like rum or wine or something. So it's a little different. There are raisins in there as well too. So it's really, really good. So let me see. I'm so happy I marry a Jamaican man. I'm a honorary Jamaican from Barbados. Love Barbados and Jamaican food. Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. Listen, it doesn't matter where you're from. Because, like Louisiana too, they have soul food. I can't have shellfish, but all of the stuff that they eat there too, they are very similar to stuff that we have in the island. They like a lot of rice and, a lot of beans and stuff, so very similar. So, we're all one big family. Everybody got their own little thing that they do. So, we always just welcome each other. And it's good to try new foods, especially if you're traveling, just try something different, see how it goes, see if you like it or not. If you're not allergic to it, then just, see how it goes. Most you can do is just, I don't like it, and you don't have it anymore. But yes, so definitely. So then we move on to like the fruits and so on. And I guess this is another one of my favorites right here. You can see it. And this is called tamarind. This is it right here. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to break one open for you for those who don't recognize it. If I can get my box to open. So basically you crack it like so. And you just break the shell off. And you can see it kind of looks like a almost like a bean, because it is in the same family as a bean family. And I got to bring my gardening my gardening hat in as usual, right? Because that's the main focus of my channel next to decorating. So this is it right here. And some of them are sweet and some of them are kind of they can be very sour. But this, if you ever have time, guys, look up Tamarind Tea. Spell right here. I don't want to mess up. But that's how it's spelled right there. Tamarind, if you can see it. And it is really good for you. And the funniest thing is that this is in a lot of stuff that you eat and probably don't realize. And usually the more expensive stuff too, because you know, it's natural. And whenever you buy food with natural ingredients in there, you always have to pay more for it, as opposed to the ones that are kind of like made in a lab or, you know, made very easily. So that's what it looks like right there in the shell. So let me see. She says, oh, hi, Miss McFarlane. I got engaged in your country. Oh, that is lovely. I'm sure that brings back some wonderful memories, because I watch your videos all the time. Johnson Home Decor Mandel, and you know, I can see that your husband really helps you out a lot and everything. So I'm sure that brought back some very that brings back beautiful memories for you. But yes, the tamarind is it's like in meat sauces, fish sauces, and I'll show you some of them as we go further down in the live as well too. So it's used in different ways. Very versatile. And this is something we almost always have in our house. This right here is a ginger root. This is something that helps you, like if you're having nausea, this is it right here. I'm telling you. You just peel the skin off, or sometimes I don't even peel the skin off, honestly. I just get my grater, and I just grate it, or sometimes I'll shred it and just make a tea from it. I don't put sugar in my tea because I have a sweet tooth, so I make up for the sugar in other places, like my Gizadas, for example, and stuff like that. So, but this right here, you know, it is so good for you. It's good for motion sickness. It's good for nausea, and it overall health. So, you know, ginger is really good for you as well too. We didn't get as much fruits as I would have liked, because we started eating them already, because normally I do my lives on a Saturday, but being a holiday, I thought, why not? Let's just do it today. Plus, I'm still trying to get better. So, you know, I just did what I could. So let me put this off to the side here. So that's the ginger right there. So next we come on over to some other things now. I have some like sorrel. That is something that we have at Christmas time. But nevertheless, it is something that is so good. Yeah, she said, yeah, I love tamarind ball. Yes, that was another good one too. So anyway, at Christmas time, we have sorrel. I did plant some this year. I was experimenting with it, but it didn't actually work out. My husband is so helpful. He just brought me the bag, because we always have this in our house. It looks kind of dark in this. It's actually a dark red color. But if you watch my sorrel video where I planted some, we had a little incident with it, so I'm going to try it again next spring. But you can buy it dried and you make the drink. Because like this right here, this makes a ton of it, because it's dried and it's concentrated. So we may do a video for that, you know, for Christmas, the sorrel. But yes, so that's what we have at Christmas time. We have it with our Jamaican fruitcake, Jamaican Christmas cake. And that is always something to see, man. I'm telling you, it's so good. Anybody who has it, they always want it, but it's very expensive to make. So usually, you know, if somebody is going to ask for that, they know that they have to give you a reasonable amount of money to cover for that. And also this is guava paste right here. But you know, I love my guava, but I actually like guava more when I'm eating it in something than the fruit itself. I like the drink more. And I also like, you know, like the pastries that you can make and you fill it in with this, because you can buy this. Because some of the guavas, they are red on the inside. It gets darker, you know, after you condense it and it gets thicker and so on. Or you can have the ones that are yellow on the inside. So that's what it kind of looks like right there. But you can use it to make pastries and stuff like that. I know the Cubans, because, you know, I've had a couple Cuban friends in the past, especially when I lived in South Florida, and they would make guava and cream cheese pastry. Oh my gosh, that thing is so, so good. We had a Cuban store up here, restaurant, but it didn't survive for too long. I don't know if they'll try to bring it back again. But yes, but the guava, The guava right there. That's the fruit cut in half, and that's the gel that they use, the jelly, to make different stuff with it. And of course, you also have guava jam, which I love that too. I mean, I like guava fruit, but I prefer the stuff that's made with it more like the drink. And there's just something about that flavor, man. If anybody ever likes guava, just let me know because I surely do. He says, "Good evening. It's nice to be here with you. Yes, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you, my dear." And guys, be sure to check out her channel, Johnson Home Decor. She does some lovely home decorations and some nice fruit displays and so on her videos. So you can always make a note of it and check her out, when you have a chance. Her name is Mondell, by the way. All right, so and then we have a couple of things here now. So let me show you some that I have. These are frozen, so I had to keep them over here. So like this passion fruit. Passion fruit grows over here as well too, which I'm happy about. I think the ones over here that they have like a red kind of reddish skin. So this is frozen. This is how we buy it at the international food store, and then you thaw it out and then you just blend it out and you add everything into it, and it is so good. Passion fruit, man, I'm telling you. The things in nature, nothing can beat it. That the good Lord made for us, and it is so healthy for you too. Here's another powerhouse again. This one right here. Enough cannot be said about soursop. I'm telling you guys. Now, this may be an acquired taste for some people because when I was growing up, honestly, they say as you get older, you lose more of your taste buds, so things taste better to you as you get older. And you're a little baby, as you grow up, it's just like, that tastes so horrible. And you're just like, why did I not used to like this? Why did I not used to like it? Because you're losing taste buds. You can check that out if you don't believe me, but that's what they say. So I didn't like this as a little girl when I was growing up, soursop. But over the years, I started to have soursop ice cream, and I'd visit the Bahamas, and I thought it was so good. And the Devon House in Jamaica, they had soursop ice cream down there, and that was excellent. And now I come here, it's kind of hard to get the fruit itself, so we just buy the frozen one. It's in here, and this serves me like about twice. You can make like a 1 gallon jug with it. You can add limes and add sugar if you want to make it that way, or if you want, you can add milk. Some people add milk, like condensed milk instead of sugar, so they have it that way instead. So another option here as well. You say, yes, I love passion fruit juice. So this is it right here as far as it goes, guys. Soursop. So I would, try them out, and a lot of these places too, they sell their stuff because everything is available online now. So it's really not hard, to order stuff online, and they can have them come over to you. So you can check them out, like the international markets, go on their website, see if they deliver. Maybe not because it's frozen. I don't know how they keep it, because I know like Amazon, they have food deliveries and stuff too. So I'm sure they'll find ways around it. But you can check out my video where I showed you the fruits. It's under my videos and under the list of videos where I showed you a lot of different fruits. And you can check out that store. None of these things are sponsored, by the way, guys. They're just things that I like, and I talk about them, so you could try them and see if it would work for you. So that is as far as that goes regarding those two fruits. And then I wanted to mention this for you here too. Another one of my favorite things. This right here is bami, guys. We love to have bami and fish in Jamaica, right? But my uncle, rest his soul, he used to make these. He was an expert at making bammies. Expert. He made the best ones. They make it from the cassava root. I don't remember which one it was, because you have sweet cassava and you have the one that is bitter. So you have to make sure you're using the right one. But he used to make them, and you can see the fish right here. He's got goner. He's ready to be eaten right there. And you know how I love mine? I mean, I like it fried, but when you fry it and then you put it down in a brown stew with the fish, oh my goodness, there is nothing like that, but it is so good. So yeah, so that's as far as the fruits and the vegetable part goes. So now we're gonna take a look at some of the drinks that we have. So like this one right here, this company in Jamaica was around for a long time. I'm not sure if they're still there or not, to be honest. I never really did ask. D&G, Dennos and Geddes. They probably still are, because someone actually gave this to me. She knows I'm from Jamaica. Good co-worker of mine. We don't work together anymore, but she used to. I mean, she got this for me one Christmas. She gave me a bag of all island stuff, and this was in there. I was just like, oh my gosh, cola champagne. Yeah, so this is a good drink that we have there. Here is another favorite, guys. This one right here. This is Ting. And this has a grapefruit flavor in it. It is so, so good. The only thing I'd say about these sodas, because I try to do stuff that's healthy, because that's one of the reasons why I do my YouTube channel. I want us to have a good, healthy, balanced life. And what you put inside your body, whether you grow it or you buy it, is important. So these, only thing with them is that they have a lot of sugar in them. So you wouldn't want to drink a whole one of this, honestly, unless you're gonna just, like, as they say, nurse it over time with a lot of ice on there. Otherwise, I wouldn't say just have all of this at once. Especially as you get older, you have to be careful about your sugar intake. Of course, I'm not a doctor, but I just like to put stuff out there that is kind of like common knowledge. So that's as far as that go. We're still in the sweet zone, guys. So over here, this is another one right here. This is syrup. This one is a cherry flavored syrup. And how we do this one is that we actually take it and we put it in milk. Oh my gosh, my mom used to make that for me. My husband passing me the milk to show you. This is my good old Great Value milk, guys, the organic one. So they didn't have the whole one, so I got the 1% one. But you pour out a glass of this. Thank you so much. You can put that back for me, please. You pour out a glass of that, and you add maybe like about 2 tablespoons of this in here. And all of a sudden, you have cherry flavored milk. And I'm telling you, this brings back such good memories of my mother, because I remember as a little girl growing up, and I'd take my little lunch box to school, and she would put a lot of ice in there, and then she put some of the milk on there, and then she put some of this on there. And by the time it was lunchtime, that thing would have been melted, and it was always so, so good. So I guess over here they use like Hershey's syrup and stuff in the milk. So that's another way to do it too. But this right here, this is it. And what I like about this is that this has cane sugar. There are different brands. This is the one I got at the nearby Walmart. But there are different brands that you can use, of course. But what I like about this one is that it has sugar cane in there, because I try to stay away from high fructose corn syrup, and this has sugar cane. So that's a little bit better for you than having the high fructose corn syrup. So that's it right there, guys. So when you go on there, you go ahead and you make your cherry flavored milk. So that's it right there. All right, so hang with me, guys. I know some of you, you don't have a YouTube channel at this point, and like I said, you just never know. I know some of you on here do, but you just never know, when the time might come where God might decide to just point you in that direction. It could be to teach people, could be to entertain them, or both, So so just to go over some recent things that I've been happening on there, and the first one is it's about short videos, and those are the ones where, let me just hold up my phone to show you. I don't even think you need to have like a channel to do it. You can just try it out and see, but you hold your phone vertically like this. Phone's a little smudged right there. But you hold your phone vertically like this, and you make your video and you load it. It could even be for like, your service or whatever that you do. You can just do like a short, just to let people see something quickly that's going on, and you upload it. And that's a way also to get people to come over and visit your channel so they can see, what you're about. So do something that's kind of in keeping with your theme, your niche, as they say, of your channel. So that way it'll drive them over. Because in the past, there were two very distinct things. Your short videos and your long form videos were just very different. They wouldn't match them together. They wouldn't bring people over necessarily because they watched your short video. But now they're saying that because they're promoting it on YouTube, they're trying to compete with TikTok and I guess maybe like Instagram that has the vertical short videos. So they're kind of encouraging, creators with a small C, I always put that in there, to do more of those. So try it, just do it. And, they say it can go up to 60 seconds unless it's something that is instructional. Try to, because that's an issue I used to have in the past. I haven't done a whole bunch of them, but man, I think we're a little too long. So I did one recently and I made it a little bit shorter, like about, maybe like 12, 13 seconds, 14, something like that. So it's shorter. So that's something to consider. So if you're, make your shorts, they'll tend to, recommend people over. It doesn't add to your watch time. They're not monetized unless you're specifically a short channel, but it will help to bring people over and to have your longer videos recommended. So they're doing that to help. And as they call it, the algorithm or the recommendation system, it is, it changes. It doesn't change that often, but every now and then it changes. And then when that happens, you have to see, how it works for you and what you can do to help yourself, to make your channel better. So that's as far as the short videos, guys. Vertical, maybe like 15 seconds or less. I mean, I've seen some of them that are like 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and it's very quick. They get to the point really quick, and they get a lot of views on it. So people watch them. So it just depends on what it's about. But I'd say try to keep it to 15 seconds or less. So basically, that's as far as it goes regarding the short videos and the recommendation system. And just another thing that they're talking about is as far as using titles. They're saying that for titles, in the past, they're just like, try to make your titles different so that way somebody will come and find yours. So, for example, let's say, like, say, for example, you were to say, like, you want to talk about doing a chocolate cake. They would say, don't just say how to make a chocolate cake. Say how to make a chocolate cake in a microwave, how to make a chocolate cake for two, or or to make a chocolate cake in a muffin pan, or add something different to it so that you kind of like stand out a little bit than the other people that's doing it. But now they're moving away from that. They're saying use the titles that other people use that have had success. So that's something new for me, but it makes it easier. If it's a case where you can just look and see, okay, you have an idea what you want to do, you kind of look it up, you see some people that did it, and you say, okay, so that's what they did. So all right, I'll do something similar, not very different, but a little different, make it your own, and, just do what you're doing there. So that's basically just it. And then, so that's the shorts, and that's as far as using the titles and the changes that are coming recently. So bear that in mind, guys. And again, if you just come on, guys, be sure, to, just put something in the comments so I can see and I can acknowledge you, because I do appreciate your time. And I know that you have other things that you could be doing, but you decided to spend a little time, with me and my family here. They're in the background, but, they help out a lot. They're always there helping with my videos. So let me take a look at some of the notes right here now. So this one says, yes, soursop. They say it's good for your nerves. I've heard that, and it's good for high blood pressure. I've heard so many things about soursop. Honest to goodness, it's no joke. So, Google is there, guys. It's the most used platform next to ahead of YouTube. As far as people searching for information, so you can look it up. Just look up soursop. The uses of it. What is it good for? And you can see what it says. So definitely. Something better. Welcome, welcome. I just saw you there now. You said you used to make sucks with this syrup. Yes, definitely. When you were kids, you get like, they'd make the little, a plastic bag, maybe like about this size, or maybe a little bit smaller than this. And they'd mix the same syrup I'm talking about, right? I just talk about like this. And they squeeze some limes in there, because we usually use limes, not lemons. And they squeeze some lime in there. And they tie it in a little, like a little pouch, smaller than this, because you're a kid in school. Then they would freeze it, and what would we do at school? Or even if your mother make it for you during summertime, you just bite the tip off right here and just have a go at it. So that was kind of like a very inexpensive way to get that done. But also have what they call like bag juice or sky juice. They have the shaved ice. Now you have Kona ice over here. Again, I'm not sponsored by these guys. I just know about them and I talk about them all the time, different products and so on. But like Kona ice, like kind of shaved ice thing that they do. So it was similar, heading in the same direction. But the syrup and the limes, and on a hot summer day, man, I'm telling you, as a little kid growing up, you are so glad to have that. No joke. So that's as far as that part goes now. And of course, as far as the let me see who else came in. She said, oh yes, you use that for snow cones. Yes, we used to have that at school too, snow cones. And he said, yes, frozen juice, ice cubes. Yeah, we used to put them in ice cubes too in the summertime. You put them, honestly, maybe that now some of the younger kids, they don't even know about an ice cube, because everything comes from the ice maker now. But the ice cube, it's shaped rectangular, little grids in there. I mean, some people still know, but it's not like something that you see all the time. They would just pour your juice in there, you freeze it, you pop them out, and you just sit down and eat them and just have fun. So that's as far as that part goes. So let me get back now to the whole YouTube situation, as far as, using the shorts that they're being recommended more. They use them now more to recommend your channel, and just keep them like 15 seconds or less, just to promote what it is that your channel is about. And that way it will help. It doesn't come towards your watch time. They're not monetized unless you're a short channel, as far as I know at this point. But it's, a good way to reach out, because, you just scroll from one to the next. So people see it, they might say, okay, this is interesting. Let me see what they're about. They tap on your channel icon, they get on there, they may subscribe, or they may just watch another video and move on. But either way, that's someone else participating that otherwise maybe would not have found your channel. And just generally talking about YouTube, it's just, just keep going at it, just keep going, encourage yourself, surround yourself with people who support it when you're talking about that, because not everyone that you love or that you care about will necessarily, be behind you with that. And you just have to understand that different people like different things. It's a free country, they can do whatever they like. But if people are there encouraging you to do it, just talk to them about it, whenever they have the time, get feedback from them. Anything they think you could do differently, anything they figure that you could do like a future video or future videos on, a series on, anything like that. But just keep going, be encouraged, because we're doing it for a reason. It's part of a ministry in a sense. You might be educating someone on something, entertaining them, de-stressing them. That's a big deal. I mean, some people, all they do on their channel is they play sleep sounds. That's it. Ocean sounds. Somebody having insomnia, they're on medication that keeping them awake. They're going through depression or whatever it is, and they put that on and they get to sleep because sleep is important. That's a form of ministry. I mean, ministry isn't necessarily something that you have to go and preach in front of somebody, or force somebody to do this or that or whatever. There are different ways of reaching people and helping them. When you're in need and somebody helps you, there is nothing like it in this world. I mean, I've all been in that situation before. You may not need it today, but in a year from now, you may want to get some ocean sounds. Some people, they do like rainforest sounds, and that's what their channel is about, and that's what they do. Excuse me. So there are different, things that you do on your channel. You use them in different ways, but it's there to help people. So, okay, I see some more people coming on here. Okay, Yard Boy, how are you doing? You say happy Labor Day, Marlene, to you and your viewers. Yes, we appreciate you. Whenever I'm shopping, I try to get some of these just to let my American kids know a little of Jamaica. So yes. So, well, Yard Boy, that tells me everything. But yes, it's good to have, and whether you're Jamaican here, it doesn't matter. Guys, get a lot of fresh fruits or even the frozen ones, because when I was growing up, people looked at frozen fruits and vegetables in a negative way. They're just like, oh, it's frozen, so it's not good for you. But it actually is, because they freeze them when they're at the point of freshness. They freeze it and the nutrients are still in there. You just thaw them out and you use them in whatever you're doing. And then, you get all of the nutrients from there and you are pretty much good to go. So, so definitely, try to get them, whether they're frozen or whether they're fresh or whatever, you just go ahead and have them. And they're really good for you guys. So, do that. Definitely encourage these kids to come up so they know, so that they don't lose, that part of the culture that travels over with them. And this is the same for my my American viewers as well too, because it's the same situation. Sometimes some of the culture dies, and it's really good things that they need to know. So it's good to just make sure that they stay abreast and that they're going to be a part of that with you. All right, so that's as far as the YouTube goes. Now that's my little motivation right there. Just to keep going at it, just keep doing what you're doing. And as I always say, just try to make the next video better than the one you did before. So that way, I mean, some people, they kind of plateaued out already. I guess they figure, like they're pretty much, at the level where they want to be. But generally speaking, just try to make the next one better in terms of, what you're doing, how you present it, whatever, and just keep going. You'll have ups and downs, but just keep going. And just remember why you started in the first place, to help people out. If money comes out of it down the road, then that's fine. You head towards that direction, but just pace yourself. Don't get discouraged. That happens sometimes, and sometimes you see like things recommended in your feed that may suggest that, oh, you need to do this. If there's too many coming at you, just kind of like put it on a pause for a while, because that can put negative energy in and pull you away from what you're trying to do. So just, be focused on what you're doing and just keep going. So that's what I would say. I'm trying to keep on. It says, hi, Miss Johnson, you could use that frozen juice cubes for drinks on one of your family and food videos. Yes, because she has some nice ones that she does. And he says, yes, use things that are in season, definitely, to get your vitamins before flu season. And that is coming up too. And Churus Matt says, I agree. In medical recovery, those 8-hour sessions were very helpful, getting much needed sleep. And that is so very, very important, guys. I'm telling you, because in the past, The two main things right now, and I'm not a doctor, guys, but the two main things in recent times are that you need one to get moving. And that's why they have pedometers. People are counting their steps and everything because you need to keep moving. Hi, Deborah. I know you're a big, big, big fan, a big, big supporter of moving. She does that all the time on her channel. Guys, if you haven't checked her out yet, check her out as well too. Deborah Cabasa, Home Living. She has a lifestyle challenge. We do what you call it now, collaboration sometimes, and she's a big proponent for moving. So that's the first thing they tell you, that you have to keep moving, and it doesn't have to be even like you're working on vigorously, because some people don't have the time. They're probably not in a state of health to do it, but just walking, even inside your house, just don't sit all the time. Keep moving, keep the blood going, get fresh, oxygenated blood coming into your body. Breathe in, breathe out, keep moving. So that's a big one right now. And then the next one is sleep. Because in the past, they were saying that 6 hours of sleep is enough. Now they have moved it back to 8. Now they say a lot of the health conscious people are now bragging about how much sleep they had in one night. Can you imagine that? Instead of, I ran 10 miles today. They're not saying I ran 10 miles anymore. They're saying I got 10 hours of sleep last night. So that is the new thing now. Moving, sleeping, and of course, what you're putting inside your body. Try to keep it as clean as you can and stay hydrated. Speaking of which, we have a sip of water. So yes, guys. So that's as far as it goes. So, these videos are there to help you. And so also when you're doing your videos, see if you can make it about, and again, I'm not a large channel or anything, I still have a good ways to go, but, we just try to encourage each other in this space, try to, and it depends on what your channel is about too. I understand that as well too, but if you can try to solve a problem for someone, that helps. It could be decorating, how to decorate your house so-and-so, how to grow so-and-so, how to clean so-and-so, how to, get more sleep, how to do this, how to do that, how to, just different things, it may be like a religious channel, like the McFarlanes have, which is a little bit different, it's services and, Bible studies and prayer meetings and so on. So it may be different depending on what your channel is about, but definitely, guys, something that somebody will take away from it. And of course, if it's entertainment, then that's a whole other story. People want to laugh. Like I said, they want to de-stress. Stress is a big factor these days. So the more that we can minimize stress, whether it be ours or other people's, then, go ahead and do it. And like I said, if you never started a channel before and you feel that, God is leading you in that direction, then that's something that's worth considering. It does take time. You kind of have to commit to it. Try to do at least one per week. But sometimes you need a break. During the pandemic, it kind of got to me in a way where I took 2 breaks. I took a break in 2020 and I took a break in 2021. And I'm not talking about like for a couple of weeks. I mean like for 3 whole months. I took the breaks. I did because I needed them, because of how my headspace was. I had to do it, But so if you need to take a break, take it, do what you need to do. But, just keep going once you're ready. Keep going and just, do what you feel that you're led to do. So that's as far as my little YouTube plug, right? A little motivation. I try to do a little bit of that, in each of them. And if I learn something new, then I'll tell you. Deborah, you probably heard this by now, that, the shorts, like I was saying earlier, the shorts right here, when you hold your phone vertically and you do it that way, you're now using them to promote your other videos. So, try and get a couple in every now and then, which I know that you do those. So the next thing we're going to look at now is the meals themselves. And I did a recent video about ackee and salvage. That is actually our national dish in Jamaica. So you can always check that out too. If you get a chance, just go to my channel and just, go ahead and check that out. And by the way, too, remember to give me a thumbs up if you're getting any information, if you like hanging, if you want to see more of those. I'm seeing the thumbs up sign. You can go ahead and just tap on there. It also helps to send a good message to YouTube as well, that you're getting good information, and that way they'll send it out to other people so they can watch. Because once we end the live stream, then it's going to still be in there. It's what they call it, video on demand, where basically when you're finished with your live stream, people can still go in afterwards and they can watch. So when you give it the thumbs up, then they see that, okay, people were getting something from this, so we'll put it in front of other people as well. Because if they don't recommend us, then apart from sending it to a couple of people, you need a recommendation system to send it to other people, or the algorithm, as some people call it. So the likes, they definitely help. I know that some people come on and come off. So whatever time you spend with me, like I said before, I'm very happy for it. I definitely appreciate you guys. So then the next part we're going to look at now is the actual meals. And Deborah, I just remembered something recently, because we're talking about island foods, that not all about Jamaica, Barbados, and Guyana. I had people from Trinidad on the previous one, and different places. Also too, it's about Puerto Rico, and also I mentioned Cuba as well, because I talked about the that I love guava, and this is like a kind of like a paste on here. And the Cubans, I remember when I was living in Florida a couple years ago, that they would make guava and cream cheese, and I'm telling you, that thing was so good. So Deborah, we're going to talk about the meals now, and I remember someone made pastelon. I'm probably not pronouncing it with the accent the way you would do it. But somebody made pastelon one time for a potluck at one of my jobs. This is maybe like 20 years ago over here. And it was so good. They had the plantains and they had the meats, like the ground beef. And then they had some cheese in there and some sauce in there. It reminded me of what you call it now, of lasagna, kind of sorta, but it was just so good. So it was really, really good. So yeah, so pastelon. She said, I do it for fun. Do you? Okay. Okay. You said pastel? But yeah, but pastelon, that's what we had there that time. But next we're gonna be talking now about curry chicken. Most people they know about curry chicken from Jamaica. So I wanted to share with you one of the brands that I use. And again, these brands are not sponsored, guys. These are just the ones that I use. This one right here, for me, this is one of the best ones that I have. Yes, Grace is out there. Love your Grace. But I'm telling you, this one right here, and we can get it in a large container like this. So it serves me for a long time. Put like about 3 tablespoons of my curry chicken, cut up in little pieces, and you cook it down with your onions and your thyme and your scallion and all of that. And it is so good. So this is the one that I use right here. We have it with rice. We have it with like boiled yams, but not like the yams over here, not the sweet ones. Or well, maybe sometimes those might be in there too, but we'll have it like with yams, green bananas, maybe cassava root. And if you watch a video I did before, we talked about all of those fruits and vegetables from the international market, the food market. You'll see all of the different ground provisions that we have. And I'm going to tell you a secret, guys. It probably is not a secret. Those are actually better for you if you're a diabetic. Why? Because your body takes a longer time to break it down. So if you have like something like a malanga root, you are far better off having that than a bowl of white rice. And I'm going to tell you something else too. Like when I was growing up, sometimes there are some people who would actually feel embarrassed. I'm telling you, it's no joke. They'd feel embarrassed that they were cooking, but we call them ground provisions, like their root vegetables. Like over here you have like parsnips and beets and stuff. Well, those are more starchy, the ones that we have. I guess maybe like Irish potatoes or russet potatoes, kind of something like that, more starchy, but we have like cassava root, all the different ones. But there'd be some people that they would be embarrassed that they're cooking that because they figure, oh, it's kind of like not, ooh, I have a lot of money, I'm cooking rice and peas or white rice, those are cost a lot less. And, they're kind of messy because you have to peel them. And, some of them, they might, irritate your skin depending on if you have sensitive skin, like, because yellow yams used to irritate my skin. I had to peel them like on a paper towel. But sometimes people be embarrassed because they're having that. But this was when I was a little girl. But as things started changing, people get more information, they realize this is actually better for you. So those things, guys, I'm telling you. So we would have them, maybe a little rice to the side. But this is the curry powder right here, guys. It works like a charm for me. I don't know if you guys have any other brand you want to give a shout out to, but that's the one that I use. And like I said, Grace is there too, but that's my main one right there, guys. So let me see. There's some more comments coming in. Nani Silva, hello. Your boy says, yes, Marlene, movement and rest are proven aids, yes, to a healthy lifestyle. Additionally, proper breathing joins the two together. Yes, proper breathing technique is paramount. Well, maybe you could do something showing us about that. One day they do like a short video, show us how to breathe. You know, people go on TikTok all the time and they show people all kinds of stuff. So show us how to do it. We'll look at it. And then Bruce says, yes, curry is good for immunity too. Yes, because and like turmeric, that's a part of it too. The turmeric and the was I think because I've worked with had coworkers that are were from India in Jamaica when I was there, and they call curry what we call curry is not what they call curry. They call curry a mix of spices that they put together. And they have turmeric in there. When we say curry, I'm not sure if every little thing that's in it, but I know that turmeric is in there. And turmeric has been proven in recent times to be very, very good for you. So definitely, definitely. And then Deborah says, I love my root vegetables with bacalao. Oh, I gotta go look that one up. Let me make a note of that because anybody who knows me, I don't have a pen. Oh no. Can you get me a pen, please, dear? But yes, bacalao, I'm gonna write that down because anybody who knows me, they know that I like to I like to get information. That's just me. I like to learn about new things that are good for you. So BACA, because for some reason, I don't know if there's a way to do it, but my live comments disappear when the live goes away. So people who come on and they comment after the live, I see their information. So just in case it happens with this, I want to make sure that I have it. So BACALAO. So I'm gonna look that up to see what it's about. And um, Pastor Juanita says curcumin. Yes, that's another good one as well too. And good fish, yes. Oh, you meant codfish? Yes, we have the codfish with the akis, and that's our national dish there in Jamaica. So that's kind of like a staple there. I'm telling you. And the good thing is that well, we used to import the codfish. I don't know if they still do. They used to come from Canada. Look how far away Canada is, but that's where it came from. Okay, Deborah, I see. So that's what you call it, bacalao. I'm probably not saying that right. Okay, cool. So yeah, so the ackee and salvage, and the good thing is that we got the ackee and the salvage, but it was very inexpensive. And then you cook that along with your akis, and the akis are like everywhere. If you saw my video about the fruit trees down there, you'll see that in there too. Whether you're in the city or you're in the suburbs or you're in the country areas or rural areas, I'm telling you guys, once you have a little land space, almost everybody has an ackee tree down there because it's just so easy, and even sometimes you don't even have the salted codfish, but we just go ahead and we maybe might put some cut up some like little hot dogs or some and put that in there along with the akis. But that's a meal right there. You have breadfruit. You can cook that as well too. So a lot of things you live off the land. You have a little space. Most people would have a little space in their yard to put a couple of things in there, just a couple of fruit bearing trees, and that's your meal right there. So you can definitely do that. So that's as far as the curried chicken goes. And of course, there are people in America that when you tell them you eat curry goat, they look at you kind of funny. I get it. I fully understand. I feel the same way about lamb sometimes because I'm just like, lambs are so gentle. They're so delicate. Why are you eating a lamb? But that's what people like. Everybody has their own thing that they do. So I fully get it. But the curry that I showed you earlier, this same one right here, if it's just coming on, we put that as well on our curried goat as well, and we have it, and it's very flavorful. If you don't want to try the goat meat because of the aversion that you have, and you prefer, having sheep meat, that's called mutton, you can curry the mutton. It's not going to be as gamey, which is we actually like the gaminess. Some people don't, but it's not as gamey as the goat, but it still has that similar flavor. So you can definitely try that too. And we've curried like lamb chops. And that was pretty good too. So you can use the curry powder in so many different ways, guys. And be sure to hit the like button, as I was saying earlier, the thumbs up, because when you do that, it helps to recommend the video so other people can, it will be presented to them so they can watch it once the live is over. So then we're moving along now away from the curry chicken, and we are going to look at the jerk chicken. Some people know Jamaica more for jerk chicken, even more so than curry chicken, to be honest, and you can understand why. And this is the one I use. This one is the Walker's Wood brand. Of course, they have different ones on here. Like, again, I said, I'm not sponsored by these companies. These are just ones that I like. And I show you them. And this is kind of like what it looks like here. As you can see, this is almost finished. We got a new one, but I just brought this one over. And it's basically ground up. It's kind of like different spices that they blend together. I mean, you can even try to make your own. It has a lot of peppers in there. It has like scallion. It has thyme, pimento, which is different than the pimento over here. You know, different things like that they put in there and they grind them out. And then this, you just put this on your chicken that has been cut up, you know, have it marinate for a couple of hours, put that bad boy on the grill, and then you are good to go. Everybody gonna love it. And you can also do it inside the oven too, because sometimes my husband want to go out there and grill and it's, you know, cold. I'm just like, please don't do that. I don't want anybody getting sick up here on me. So you can just put it inside the oven. It doesn't have that nice smokiness to it, but it still works. You know, it still does. Okay. Pastor Juanita, you're one step ahead of me. I'm gonna get right to that. You said yes, love oxtails. And Deborah says, I love making the breadfruit fried like a fried plantain and add garlic to it. It's so delicious. Yes. I love fried breadfruit too. Yeah, that's how we do them. But over here, because what happens with breadfruit is if you pick the breadfruit when it is young, you have to use it, or I should say very green, you have to use it like in your soups. If you want to roast it, it has to be what we call fit, where it's about to get ripe, but not there yet. By the time it will come to America or the UK, wherever you are, it's going to ripen, and then you don't want it ripened. It tastes absolutely horrible when it's ripened. You kind of want to have it that way. So what we can do is we get it frozen, like this one here. You can tell I have a lot of Jamaican stuff in my fridge. My husband just brought this over for me. This right here, this is it right here, the frozen breadfruit. So you let it thaw out, and then when it thaws out, and I nurse this thing. I'm not gonna joke. I don't even try to use all of it one time. I'll probably use this like 3 times. But anyway, so we go ahead and we let it thaw out. You know, you see the individual slices in there. And then we fry them. You probably can't see the image of the breadfruit. I don't know if you can see because it's only a part of it right there. It's green. And that's in my video too, where I did the fruits and stuff from the international market. So you can always check it out there. So that's pretty much what we do there as far as the breadfruit goes. So now we're back to the jerk chicken. So yeah, basically, so this is the what I put on there on mine, you know, and you just cook it that way. You can do it in the oven. And like I was saying, if you do it outside on the grill, then it gives it more of that smoky flavor. So yeah, that's goes right there now. So then the next thing is oxtails, and that, yeah, I know. I mean, a few people, they don't like it because they say it does have a little bit of fat on there. But basically, it is really, really delicious. Once somebody knows how to season it correctly, and you know they kind of sear both sides, and then they have it cooked down with the sauces and everything. That thing is so good. It is so good for you. I'm telling you, it's absolutely delicious. Hi, J Mom. J Mom says hello, everyone. Hi, sis. Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to you. I'm so glad you could join us. I wish you had gotten here a little bit earlier because you're going over all these things. And guys who have been here before, excuse me, I just want to catch her because you are from the islands too, right, J Mom? I'm almost certain that you are. I just wanted to show you some of the things that we use here, like our curry powder, you know, for our curry chicken. This is like one of our little quick breads that we use here. We call this Bulla Cake. This one right here. Flour, sugar, water, ginger, and lots of delicious spices on there. Another good one right here. We had our plantain chips, guys. Whoops. Plantain chips, guys. So good. And then we had our and I know you live in Florida because she's one of my fellow subscribers. We do collab sometimes. This one right here, this is the Guava Paste. Delicious in pastries. I love them. And the Cubans that I used to live among when I was in Florida years upon years ago, they'd always make the guava and cream cheese, and I used to love that thing so much. And I just showed them the jerk sauce that we put on the jerk chicken to make jerk chicken. So that's it right there. And then we have the curry powder. So that's it right there for our curry chicken. So I think you kind of got caught up regarding the food stuff. And then we talked about sorrel. I had a sorrel video that I did the other day. Probably gonna make some for Christmas. Maybe I'll do a video on that one if enough people ask me to do it. And this is our syrup right here. We put this in our milk. My mom used to make this for me when I was a little girl. I'd put it in my little thermos. I'd carry it to school. This on top of some milk, whole milk. We add some ice to it. Add ice to it for me. By the time it was time for lunch, it would melt. And it was always so good. Yep, my mom was the best. And then we have our the sodas that we drink right here. This one is D&G, a big company down there, Denno's and Geddes. This right here. And as I was saying, one thing with the sweet things though, try not to have too much of it. Gonna cut back on your sugars a little bit. And then I didn't show you guys this one, hot pepper sauce. We love our hot pepper. They have a lot of hot sauce over here, but this is one of the ones that we use from the Walker's Wood branch. Let me see what she says. I never have that. Where do you get the syrup? Oh, well, this one was actually in Walmart. It depends on where you go and the demographic that you're trying to reach, because not every Walmart has it, but this one here. What I was saying that I like about this one is that it has sugar and not high fructose corn syrup, because the sugar cane in it. It's actually a little healthier for you than when you use high fructose corn syrup. And we had some frozen stuff as well too, like our soursop and passion fruit and stuff like that. And I almost forgot to show you my these chips right here, Yucca Chips. This one right here. It's another nice one that we buy sometimes. But those are good snacks. And again, remember that whenever you have those root provisions, guys, the ground provisions as we call them, like I was saying, they're healthier for you because especially if you're a diabetic, because and I'm not a doctor, disclaimer, but because your body takes a longer time to break them down, it's better for you to have your cassava root. Make sure it's the right one, because they have two different types. Your yucca, you have your malanga, you have your yellow yam, your white yam. Even though the sweet potatoes are sweet, it's still better for you than having some white rice or having some pasta, because your body takes a longer time to break it, and it has the fibers in there and all of that. So it takes a while. So definitely, she said, I meant to say, my goodness, gorge. Make my own guava pastries. Man, Deborah, you live too far from me, because if you did live nearby, I'd be knocking on your door when you tell me I could come, because I love it, So yeah, so then Pastor Juanita, the next thing now is the oxtails, and I was talking about that, and we cook it with broad beans or butter beans. We cook it down, you make sure it's properly seared, and then, you cook it down with the, different sauces. My husband had brought me a fish and meat sauce. I'm not sure where I put it, but we put that in there sometimes too, and it helps to flavor it. And then, you add your beans, and we use a pressure cooker, by the way. That's a big thing for us, because when you're having certain, like when you're doing beef, or you're doing goat meat, for those who eat it, sometimes lamb, depending on the cuts that you have. Your oxtails, we use a pressure cooker, and that reduces the cooking time. And in the islands, we don't produce, apart from Trinidad, we don't produce oil there. So, your energy bill, you try to keep it down as much as you can. So if you have an electric stove and you're trying to cook, and trying to minimize the usage, a pressure cooker cooks it longer. Plus it saves you time, it gets it done quicker. So you don't have to have it sitting there all day, cooking all day. It gets prepared a little bit quicker. So yeah. So that's for the oxtails, but they're so good. And I remember one time my mom, she experimented. She didn't have any broad beans, and she actually used baked beans on the oxtail. And guess what? It was better than the broad beans. But as a little girl, anyway, so maybe because as a little girl, I felt it was better. So, and it's a while that I've tried it. So I think I'm probably going to do it again. I'm going to make my oxtails. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try some of the baked beans on there. Now, if you've never done it before, you've never tried oxtails before, do it the regular way first with, the baked beans from the can. The butter beans from the can, pardon me. And then another day, maybe even with as part of what you're cooking, you just separate some off and add some baked beans and see if you like it. Like I said, try different things. They're healthy for you. They're good for you. So just try them, and see if you like it or not. So that's as far as the oxtail goes. And so definitely I would recommend another one. A lot of people know, because some people they know basically two things from well, three things from Jamaica. They know actually four, never mind. Curried chicken, oxtail, curried goat, and they also know beef patties. In America, when you say a beef patty, you're talking about something that they put on a ham, like a hamburger. That's what they call a beef patty over here. But in Jamaica and some of the other Caribbean islands, they actually it actually is like a it's baked like in a pastry it's a pastry shell. You have to know how to make that because it's made in a special way, and then it's stuffed with meat and other spices, and I tell you, it is so good. You have the mild one and you have the one that is spicy. Over time I can't handle spicy like I used to. Once I got pregnant with my first, for some reason, I didn't like food that spicy anymore. And then once I had the kids, because they're eating what we're eating, I cut back on the peppers. So my tolerance is not what it used to be anymore. So I have the mild one when I have it. But I'm telling you guys, it is so, so good. So you could try it, like if you have a Jamaican store near to where you are. Deborah said, have you ever done oxtails with garbanzo beans? I've never tried it, but I would definitely consider it because it's very similar to me, garbanzo beans, to broad beans. So I would definitely try that. And Deborah said, no, the beef patty did I buy in the store that I go to, it comes with the cocoa. Yes, cocoa bread for sure. And that's something that you can't always get everywhere that you go. Not every Jamaican store has cocoa bread. They have to be really, really, really down home kind of thing sometimes for you to get it. But it is still available, in some places. So definitely I see more things keep coming in. Brown stew fish, that's another one again. And I was telling you guys earlier that my bammies, let me see if my bammy is still over here. This guy right here, this is made from the cassava root. Different brands, of course, you have. What is this? The Ultra brand? JCS. But like this one right here, you soak it in warm salt water, then you pour the water off, you pat dry it, put a little salt on there, and you fry it. Or you can put it in your fish when it's brown stewing, and the gravy from that thing, when it's already, just put it in there so it can cook right through. That thing is so, so good, at brown stew fish, I'm telling you. So guys, like I said, try different things, see how it works out for you. And then let's see now. So I do have to talk about the upcoming collaborations that are coming up, and I have two to mention right here, right now. Of course, there are others right there, but I can speak to the ones that I'm either a co-host on or the one that I'm hosting, and that's what I can speak to. But there are a lot of ones because we have a little group of ladies, creators that we kind of collab sometimes. I kind of keep mine to like five for the most part. Sometimes it'll get up to six, but I have two coming up here. One of them I am the host, and I have a co-host. Co-host Deborah is one of them on there as well. Deborah Cabasa. This one is to decorate your decorate your front porch for fall, or your front door. Because I know some people, they don't necessarily have a front porch, depending on how their house is, set, or if you're in an apartment, you don't necessarily have like a whole porch to decorate. So that's gonna be decorating it for the fall. And guys, you've probably heard me say it before in other videos or even previous lives, that the fall next to Christmas, because I call it my fifth season of the year, Christmas season. But fall is my favorite season. I love that it's cooler but not cold, because I don't like being cold like that. The main thing for me is the colors of fall. They're just so warm and just so beautiful. The first time when I saw them, I was just like, is this even real? Because when you see them in movies, it's like you're here and they're kind of like, maybe that, it's enhanced or whatever. It's not really real. But when you see it in front of you, those leaves, when they change colors and the way they do it, like you see a part of the leaf is, like red, a part of it is orange, a part of the leaf. And then when you see everything together, it is just absolutely breathtaking. I'm telling you, if you've never looked at them before, you can even go on YouTube or same platform here. Just Google like autumn leaves, and sometimes they'll even give you videos that give you like a drone shot, and they'll show you like just over a whole area where you'll just see all of the fall leaves, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. So definitely that's my favorite season right there. So we're gonna be doing the decorate your fall, your porch or your front door for fall. And that is going to be on September 15th. I think that's a Thursday, because I try to do my collabs on Thursdays. Because I try not to, like overstep on other people's time. Because I know some people, we have like There's one group that does Tablescape Tuesdays. So I try to, not go onto that space. There are people on Sunday evenings. There are people on Saturday evenings. So I just try to choose the dates that, we can kind of like all come together and do something. So that one is going to be September 15th. I'm almost certain it's a Thursday. And just decorate with nice warm colors for fall. Put those out there, a nice wreath on your front door. And if you're in Florida, I mean, I didn't think about it before, honestly, because two of my ladies, they're from Florida, but you can actually just do neutral colors. If you forget, it might look kind of weird because your neighbor has all of these like pastels and everything, because that is Florida. For the most part, you're like, excuse me, sunshine all year, bright and warm and everything, maybe except for January, February. So they're not really into the changing of the leaves and stuff like that. You can do neutral colors, just do things that look like it's harvest time, maybe like some dried flowers, like some white pumpkins. You don't necessarily have to, use like all of those oranges and, dark yellows and burgundies and chartreuse and all the other colors. But you can, do it that way, make it neutral, so you can still do it. And it's an open collaboration, so you're more than welcome to join us as long as you put your information upload at the time that it's being uploaded. I always create a playlist. Sometimes it doesn't come out immediately, like before the video, so you can grab it. But as much as I can, I try to do it ahead of time. But basically, what we do is we have the playlist. It might be in my description box. I surely put it in my comments because I always comment, just as the video goes out, tag it so you'll see it there as well too. Or you can just go onto my channel, tap on videos, playlist, and it will be there. So you can be added onto it. But once you use the hashtag, and the hashtag, let me just the hashtag is pretty, PRETTY, pretty orange, and that's all together, pretty orange 22. Once you put the hashtag in there, that's a sure way that I'll be able to find it, and I can add you to the playlist, because sometimes some people aren't able to add themselves. Some people are able to add themselves. Add you on, and it just creates a playlist, so that way somebody goes on and they watch a playlist, they get to see everybody, and that way you get introduced to people who wouldn't necessarily see your channel. Someone else's subscribers or viewers get to see your video if they play the playlist. Some people don't. They just want to watch who they prefer and come off. It just depends. But yes, so that one is decorate your porch or your door for fall, and you're basically going to try to stick to like the warmer colors. But again, like I said, if you're in South Florida, it wouldn't make sense for you. You can just use like, maybe like, neutral colors, your beiges and your whites and maybe a little yellow, just little things like that. There's always that versatility that comes with it. And then the next one now, Deborah is one of the hosts on this one. I'm just going to be joining this one as, a participant. I'm not one of the headliners on that. It says decorate your home for fall, and that one is going to be the 24th. I'm not sure what day of the week that's going to be, but whatever it is, I'm going to be in there because I do want to be a part of it and to support the ladies as well. And so it will be any section of your home. I don't think it would be like outside. I didn't get that from what they said on there. But you could decorate maybe like your living room, your family room, maybe your kitchen counter, your kitchen space, your living room. Some people may even do their bedroom. That's your decision if you want to do that. But there are different spaces. You can even decorate your bathroom. It just depends on what you want to do. Or maybe just like a section of your house, and just do it decorated for fall. And I know that they want to have the nice warm colors of fall on there. So definitely that is something that's coming up. And guys, be sure to give me that thumbs up. Like I was saying before, if you've never been on this channel before, you've never subscribed, I do hope that you will hit the subscribe button and you tap on the notification bell. So that way it basically suggests my video, because YouTube is a very large platform, right? So there are millions of videos that go up on a daily basis. There are so many people who have channels, but the platform is big. It's for everybody. It's not too small, but it's just that if you don't do those things like hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, then it may not get suggested to you. So if it gets suggested to you, then you get a chance to see what I'm up to. So basically, I would say if you haven't subscribed, then definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell twice so that we can be notified. So again, guys, just to let you know the upcoming collaborations that I'll be hosting, and my other ladies will be on there, and all of that is also in my community tab on my channel as well. You just go to hit the channel icon that's on there, my little face. You have the different tabs. You have the community tab. If you go over in that one, then you'll see all of the on the community. You just scroll and you'll see all the collabs that are coming up, or even the past ones. You can always go back, because that's the next thing too. When you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, it recommends past videos. Because J Mom, if you're still with me here, the other day I was just there looking at the homepage, and one of your videos that was a year ago, it did really well. You had decorated your house farmhouse style for fall. Maybe it was 2 years ago. It's quite possible. But it was so good, and they recommended it to me, and it's over a year ago. And even a lot of my gardening videos, sometimes you'll see just kind of like this, and it boom, it just takes off. I'm just like, where did all these people come from? You go to popular videos for me, you'll see some of those. They have so many views on there. So so basically, when you do that, it brings them over to you as time goes by. And of course, guys, you just include the senses, smells, your candles, different things, and you're doing like your little space that you're doing, whatever works for you. We just want it to be warm and cozy for this wonderful season that's coming up. We all look forward to it so much. So, and also, guys, let me know if there are any topics, because we're planned out for September. For October, haven't narrowed anything down yet. So if there are topics that you want to see, you can always comment. Even after this video, you can go back on and leave your comments on there. Any other videos that I've done before about topics that you would like to see, discussed. Of course, Christmas is just around the corner, and that's my favorite. I just love Christmas. I love what it represents. I love what it stands for. You know, our greatest gift that's ever given. When Jesus came to, to earth, the whole nativity and everything like that. Everything is just so wonderful. So, of course, I love to celebrate it, and I see nothing wrong with going over the top on your decorations. But I just keep it centered around that theme as much as I can, because I know it can get very commercialized and people get turned off from it. I fully get that too. But I believe that, you celebrate what is to be celebrated. And I think that definitely is. Everybody has their own convictions, of course, but that's mine. A very happy time celebrating, somebody getting married. Of course, you're going to celebrate them. It's a wonderful time. New baby coming, we celebrate them. That's a new baby that came right there. So we celebrate the birth, and we know what it's going to lead to next, right? So, I'm not preaching or anything, but I'm just saying, that's my favorite season. And, fall comes a close second, but, so that's something I'll be looking at, possibly maybe end of October, November. But like for early October, if you had any ideas that you were thinking of, then you can definitely let me know. And I'll be more than happy to take a look at it, guys. So let's see. J-Mom says, just do a tour of your house. Okay. That's an option. We'll see how it goes. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. And Deborah says, yes, I love the traditional colors of fall. And for her collab, the one that's to decorate your home, and in spot in there, she says, yes, any space in your house. J-Mom says she did already. Yes, I saw your recent video and it was lovely. So she did that already. So, yep. So that's it, guys. So, it is Labor Day. I'm sure you probably have more stuff that you probably wanted to go finish off. I did take tomorrow off. So I'll be relaxing because I need to get over this. I'm having a little bit of a cold. It's kind of been in my house a little bit. So, but I wanted to spend some time with you guys because I appreciate you. I love the interaction. I like it. So I said, let me do it anyway. So I'm so glad that you joined me. I appreciate it because there are other things that you could have been doing, but you decided to spend the time with me. And my family's in the background, like I said. So they're there. So thank you so much for joining me. I do look forward to seeing the next live. And like I said, also, I'm not able to necessarily do them like every week. But there's some people who have like every, I think one Saturday in each month. I think it's second Saturdays. So I try not to touch on those. But as often as I can on a Saturday, I typically do them. But because today was a holiday, I said it's a Monday. And I wasn't well enough Saturday anyway to do it. So it worked out perfectly. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Be sure to check out any of the other videos. Check out the channels on here. There's J-Mom if you hadn't seen her yet. There were Cabasa Home Living. We had Johnson Home Decor. She was on here earlier. So, check out these guys. Hit that subscribe button. Tap the notification bell. They are wonderful creators. They have a lot to offer. So, guys, I appreciate you so much. And I just hope you'll have a wonderful rest of the evening, and I hope to see you in the next video and the next live. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.